In 2024, while we debate our freedoms on social media, 25 million North Koreans live under total surveillance, unable to choose their jobs, their homes, or even their hairstyles. Today, you'll hear from a Panmunjom guard who risked execution to cross the world's most fortified border. He did it so his 4-year-old daughter could answer one simple question: are you happy? This is the story of 6 soldiers who chose freedom over survival. If these stories matter to you, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us bring these untold stories to light. Together, we can be a voice for those who cannot speak. It all started one spring day in 2022. Or more accurately, that's when the first crack appeared in my mind. I was a sergeant in the People's Army, stationed at the Joint Security Area, the JSA, at Panmunjom. Being selected as a guard at Panmunjom was a huge honor in North Korea. You had to be over 180 centimeters tall. 3 generations of your family had to pass background checks. Your appearance had to be perfect. We were the face of the regime. Our job was to make foreign tourists think, wow, North Korean soldiers look really sharp. Every morning at 6, the wake-up bugle sounded. We'd wash up, iron our uniforms, eat breakfast, attend ideology sessions. Those of you who served in the military back home, it was probably similar. Except we spent 2 hours every single day praising the great leader and dear respected comrade. That was normal life. Standing at Panmunjom, I could see the South Korean guard post just meters away. Sometimes our eyes would meet South Korean soldiers in us. They wore sunglasses. We had to glare at them with our bare eyes. We were taught they were puppets of the American imperialists, our enemies. That's what we believed. But I had another life too. On weekends, I'd visit my wife and daughter in Kaesong. My wife worked at a factory there. Our daughter had just turned 2. Every Saturday afternoon, I'd board the train to Kaesong, heart racing with excitement. When my little girl would run to me yelling, "Daddy," and I'd scoop her up, those were the happiest moments of my life. "Honey, I got Chinese candy at the market today." My wife would proudly show me a few pieces of candy. That was all we had. But we were happy. Or maybe we were just fooling ourselves. Sunday evenings, I'd have to return to base. My daughter would cry and cling to me. "Daddy, don't go." Leaving her behind, my footsteps felt so heavy. On the train, staring out the window, I'd see the dark plains stretching endlessly. Villages without lights, starving people. That was our reality. Back at base, I had to become the elite soldier again. Crisp uniform, perfect posture, loyalty to the regime. But in one corner of my heart, worry about my wife and daughter always lingered. Is this really okay to live like this? The thought would occasionally cross my mind. The spring of 2022 was unusually warm. Forsythia bloomed yellow around Panmunjom. The wind blew from the south. I didn't know what that wind carried. Never dreamed it would completely change my life. As I stood guard with my comrades staring at the south, strange feelings began to stir. Was the south really the hell we'd been taught about? Doubt crept in, but such thoughts were dangerous. I couldn't speak them aloud, so I lived a double life. During the day, a loyal guard. On weekends, a husband and father who loved his family. But the gap between those two lives kept widening. I had an ominous feeling that one day I'd have to choose. And that feeling wasn't wrong. Soon a crossroads would appear before me. That day, something came into my hands that would change my life. A smuggled Chinese smartphone. "Sergeant, take a look at this." Park Sang-chul from my unit approached me carefully. It was during night duty. No one else was around. From inside his uniform, he pulled out a black object the size of his palm. "What is it?" I asked. "A smartphone. Chinese. My brother got it at the market. It has Korean movies on it." My heart pounded. If you got caught watching South Korean videos in North Korea, you'd go to a political prison camp. Your whole family would be dragged there under collective punishment. Everyone knew that. But curiosity won. A real Korean movie? That night, 6 of us secretly gathered in a small storage room behind the guard post. Squad leader Lee Jun-ho, Park Sang-chul, Choi Min-soo, Jung Tae-young, Han Dong-wook, and me. All trustworthy comrades. Park Sang-chul turned on the phone. The screen lit up, showing Korean characters. The same Korean we used. It was a drama called Crash Landing on You. A love story between a North Korean officer and a South Korean woman. At first it was just fascinating. So that's what South Koreans look like. But then the shock hit. The North Korean village in the drama was completely different from the North Korea we knew. Clean. Peaceful. Sure, it was a drama made up, but the real shock was the South Korean scenes. Tall buildings. Brightly lit streets. Supermarkets filled with food. Is this real? Choi Min-soo muttered. We stared at the screen, holding our breath. The South Koreans in the drama spoke freely, laughed, loved. No one arrested them. They ate what they wanted, wore what they wanted. A scene showed the female lead going to a department store, so many things inside. It's a lie. Propaganda, squad leader Lee Jun-ho said, but his voice trembled. We all knew. This didn't look like a lie. After that night, we secretly gathered to watch the drama. Episode 1, 2, 3. The more we watched, the more confused we became. We were taught we live in the best country in the world. That South Korea is an American colony. Young Tae-young said, choking up. Then why do they live so well? I couldn't say anything. My mind was spinning. Everything I'd learned since childhood was crumbling. They told us South Korea was a miserable place oppressed by Americans. Starving, suppressed, waiting for us to liberate them when war came. But the people in the drama lived far better than us. Hyung, were we lied to? Han Dong-wook asked carefully. The youngest but sharp. I hesitated before answering. I don't know, but something's off. After that, standing at Panmunjom felt different. Every time I looked at the South Korean guard post, I wondered, is that world really out there? The South Korean soldiers' uniforms, their equipment, everything looked better than ours. Their faces showed ease. One day the wind blew from the south. A few leaflets came over. Normally you had to pick them up and report them immediately, but I secretly pocketed them. Back at the guard post, I opened them photos of Korea. Sparkling cities, smiling people, abundant markets. Exactly like in the drama. That night I couldn't sleep. Everything I'd believed in was shaking. We were taught we lived in the greatest country. That wasn't true. They said we were the happiest people. A lie. How could this be? The next morning I looked in the mirror. My eyes were bloodshot. My comrades looked the same. We exchanged glances. Without words, we understood. We were all thinking the same thing. The world started looking different. No, the world was the same, but my eyes had changed. Awakening, I suppose. For the first time, I felt like I was seeing the truth. But that truth was too heavy. Once you know, you can't pretend you don't. But what could we do? I was just a North Korean soldier. Spring came in 2023, but it didn't feel like spring to me. I went home to Kaesong. The moment I opened the door, I heard my daughter coughing. Ugh. My 4-year-old daughter, her small body shaking as she coughed. Her face was bright red. My wife ran to me, tears in her eyes. Honey, Soojin's fever won't go down. What do we do? I picked up my daughter. Her small body burned like fire. Daddy, she called weakly. My heart sank. It's okay, Soojin. Daddy's here. But my voice was shaking too. Early the next morning, we went to the People's Hospital. The doctor listened with his stethoscope for a long time, then shook his head. Early pneumonia. She needs antibiotics, but he trailed off. I knew what that meant. The hospital had no medicine. Doctor, please help us. I'm a Panmunjom guard. I'll do anything. I practically begged. The doctor sighed and handed me a small note. Go to the market and try to find this medicine. It's Chinese. It'll be expensive. I rushed to the market, found a medicine seller and showed her the note. Antibiotics? I have them, but they're $200. I couldn't believe my ears. $200? My monthly salary in North Korean money was about 5,000 won. On the black market, that converted to maybe $23. $200 meant I'd have to save every penny for over 6 years. My daughter's dying. Can't you lower the price? The woman shook her head. I bought these expensive from China. Can't lower it. The world was collapsing. Walking home, one thought consumed me. How do I get the money? Borrow from unit comrades? But everyone struggled the same. Ask my parents? My mother barely survived in Sinwiju selling at the market. What money would she have? I walked into the house. My wife was holding our daughter, crying. Honey, the medicine. I got it. I'll buy it soon. A lie. I had no idea how, but I couldn't tell my wife something hopeless. That night I couldn't sleep. My daughter's coughing got worse. Watching her small body shake as she breathed, my heart felt torn apart. I'm sorry I'm so useless, Soojin. Tears came. Suddenly a thought hit me. I'm a Panmunjom guard, part of North Korea's elite unit. So why can't I save my own daughter? Rage swelled up. Rage at the regime, at this whole situation. The morning I had to return to base. My daughter cried, Daddy, don't go, like always. But that day was different. Her face was too pale. Soojin, Daddy will definitely buy the medicine. Just wait a little. I held her tight, terrified this might be the last time. On the train, I texted my comrades, "Brothers, I have an urgent situation. Can we meet?" As soon as I got to base, all 6 of us gathered. I told them my situation. Everyone felt terrible. My mother died last year too, squad leader Lee Jun-ho said. She just starved to death because we couldn't get medicine. Tears welled in his eyes. This is our reality. Even Panmunjom guards can't save their own families. That's our system. Park Sang-chul pulled money from his pocket. A few thousand North Korean won. Take this at least. Choi Min-soo, Jung Tae-young, Han Dong-wook, they all gave what they had. Combined, it wasn't even worth much in dollars, but I was grateful for their hearts. "Hyung, we can't go on like this," Han Dong-wook said in a trembling voice. "Don't we have to do something?" We looked at each other. Without words, we knew what that something was. In the end, I sold my uniform. The spare summer uniform I'd been issued, sold it secretly at the market. Got $30. Borrowed 50 more from a comrade in another unit. Scraped together $100. Not enough, but I begged the medicine seller. "Please, my daughter's dying." Maybe the woman was a mother too. She sighed and handed over the antibiotics. "I'll take 100. Hope your daughter gets better soon." In that moment, I believed there were still good people in the world. I rushed to Kaesong with the medicine. Handed it to my wife. "Give it to her quickly." My daughter took the medicine and grimaced. But 3 days later, her fever broke. The coughing eased. "Daddy, I'm okay now." When she smiled and said that, my wife and I both cried. But part of my heart was still heavy. We got lucky this time. But what if she gets sick again next time? Nothing was solved. The fundamental problem remained. On the way back to base, I made a decision. I can't live like this anymore. At least my daughter should live in a proper world. That's the last love I can give as her father. That night, the 6 of us gathered again. No jokes this time. Everyone looked serious. We looked each other in the eye and nodded. We'd decided to cross a river with no turning back. July 2023, unbearable news came. Squad leader Lee Jun-ho's mother had died. Hyung, my mother. Lee Jun-ho collapsed, clutching the phone. His hometown was Chongjin in North Hamgyong province. His mother lived alone there. She barely survived selling at the market, but finally starved to death. I couldn't send her money. I killed her. I did. He beat the ground crying. We couldn't say anything. What comfort could we offer? Our families were in the same situation. We didn't know when or how they might suffer. That night, the 6 of us gathered secretly. A small storage room behind the Panmunjom North Korean guard post. Lee Jun-ho's eyes were swollen. "You know what my mother's last words were? Jun-ho, at least you live well. But what am I doing here?" Silence fell. We were all thinking the same thing. But it was too dangerous to say out loud. Defection. The moment we spoke that word, we'd become traitors. Park Sang-chul spoke first. "Brothers, are we going to die here?" The 29-year-old's voice trembled but was firm. "I want to go south. Just once, I want to eat my fill and live freely." Choi Min-soo nodded. "Me too. I'm 27. What's ahead for me here?" "Nothing but growing old and dying." Jung Tae-young chimed in. "Hyung, let's go together. We can't go alone anyway. Together we can do it." I hesitated. "You think it's that easy? We're Panmunjom guards. The surveillance is insane. And if we're caught, it's not just us who die, our families too." I couldn't finish. I thought of my wife and daughter. Lee Jun-ho put his hand on my shoulder. "Chul-soo, I know you're thinking about your family. I have a younger brother in Chongjin too. But if we stay here, we all die eventually. Slowly starving or getting sick. Let's at least try to survive. Please." His eyes were desperate. I thought for a long time, then decided. "Okay, but there's a condition. My wife and daughter come too. If that's not possible, I can't go." "Of course." "Your wife and niece have to come too," Han Dong-wook said. "The youngest but loyal. If all 6 of us work together, we can do it." That night, we started planning. Panmunjom is one of the most heavily surveilled places in the world. Every North Korean guard post has CCTV. Patrol soldiers make rounds. Security agents watch. But we'd worked here for 3 years. We knew the gaps. The night shift change is key. Lee Jun-ho marked on a map. Between 2 and 3 a.m., there's about a 15-minute gap during the handover. That's when we move. CCTV has blind spots. Here, behind this tree. If we go this way, we won't be visible for about 2 minutes. We put our heads together. It's 3 minutes running to the military demarcation line. The problem is the south. If we cross, South Korean soldiers might shoot. So we raise our hands and shout loudly, "We're defecting," in Korean. Every night we ran simulations, rehearsed hundreds of times in our heads. Start here, reach the blind spot in 10 seconds, over the wall in 20, at the line in 30. Not a single mistake was allowed. One mistake and we'd be shot dead. The hardest part was convincing my wife. When I went home to Kaesong that weekend, after our daughter was asleep, I carefully told my wife, "Honey, we're going south." At first, she looked like she couldn't believe it. "What? Honey, get a grip. If we're caught, we die." "We won't get caught. My comrades and I planned it perfectly. Please trust me. I can't live like this. Think about Sujin. What if she gets sick again? If we raise her here, what future does she have?" My wife cried for a long time, then nodded. "Okay, I'll do whatever you say. If you're saying this much, Sujin's dad." I held my wife tight. "I'm sorry for taking you on this dangerous path, but we'll survive. Let's survive as a family." We set the date for August 15th, Liberation Day. It's meaningful. We're getting liberated too. Park Sang-chul smiled bitterly. As D-Day approached, anxiety grew. I couldn't sleep properly at night. In dreams, I heard gunshots, saw myself falling in a pool of blood, but there was no turning back. We'd already decided. The night of August 14th, I was at home in Kaesong holding my daughter. 4-year-old Sujin murmured "Daddy" in her sleep. "Daddy will protect you, Sujin, no matter what." I kissed her forehead. My wife packed a small bundle. A few photos, a few clothes. That was everything. "Only pack this. If we pack more, they'll suspect. Just the minimum." My wife wiped her tears and nodded. That night I looked at the sky. So many stars. "Is there freedom beyond those stars?" my wife asked. Instead of answering, I squeezed her hand tight. Tomorrow our lives would change completely, or end. But I had no regrets. For our daughter, I could make this gamble. August 15, 2023, Liberation Day. The day came. At 2 a.m., I was at the North Korean guard post at Panmunjom. My heart pounded like it would burst. Inside my uniform pocket was a photo of my wife and daughter. I touched it with my hand, making a vow. "We will survive." Squad leader Lee Jun-ho came to my side. "Ready?" "Yes, Hyung. My family's on standby in Kaesong. If we succeed, they'll head south right away." That was the plan. We 6 would cross the military demarcation line first. Once we succeeded and sent a signal, my wife would bring Sujin through the civilian passage. 2:30, shift change approached. Park Sang-chul, Choi Min-soo, Jung Tae-young, Han Dong-wook took their positions. We exchanged glances. "Let's do this. Let's survive." 2:50, the patrol passed. 15 minutes until the next patrol. Our window. Exactly 3 o'clock. Lee Jun-ho raised his hand. The signal. We quietly left the guard post. Moved to the blind spot. Only moonlight shone on us. "Run." At Lee Jun-ho's whisper, we all started running. About 200 meters to the military demarcation line. Normally a 3-minute walk, but running for our lives 1 minute would do it. We tried to be quiet, worried about footsteps. But we had to be fast. Our breathing was ragged. Thump, thump, thump. My heartbeat roared in my ears. 50 meters in, a voice came from behind. "Who's there?" A patrol soldier. We'd been spotted. "Run, run!" Lee Jun-ho shouted. We ran like mad. Bang, bang, gunshots. Fired from the North Korean guard post. A bullet whizzed past my ear. "Ah!" someone screamed. I looked back. Han Dong-wook had fallen. "Dong-wook!" Park Sang-chul ran back and lifted him up. "I'm okay. Just grazed my leg. 100 meters left." I could see the military demarcation line. Beyond the concrete barrier, lights from the South Korean guard post. Just a little more. A little more. I clenched my teeth. Bang, bang, bang. Gunshots kept coming. Dirt flew up from the ground. The thought crossed my mind I could die, but I couldn't stop. Behind was death. Ahead was hope. 50 meters, 30, 10. The line was right there. I jumped over the concrete barrier. At that moment, lights blazed on at the South Korean guard post. "Stop there!" in Korean. South Korean soldiers were aiming guns at us. We all raised our hands. "Don't shoot!" Lee Jun-ho shouted. "We're defecting, defecting. Long live the Republic of Korea." Park Sang-chul yelled at the top of his lungs. "Long live the Republic of Korea! Long live the Republic of Korea!" The South Korean soldiers looked at each other, stunned. 6 people. In Panmunjom guard uniforms, they quickly radioed in. 6 North Korean soldiers just defected. Repeat. 6 North Korean soldiers defected. I collapsed on the spot. My legs gave out. We made it. We're alive. Tears came. My comrades were crying too. Han Dong-wook was bleeding from his leg but smiling. Hyung, we did it. Gunshots continued from the north, but they couldn't hit us anymore. We were already standing on southern soil. South Korean soldiers approached carefully. Do you have weapons? No, we didn't bring anything. We kept our hands raised. They searched us one by one. They're clean. We were led into the GP guard post. It was warm inside. A soldier handed us water. Drink. My hands shook so much I could barely hold the cup. As I drank, tears came again. Thank you. Thank you so much. Soon, National Intelligence Service agents arrived. Welcome to the Republic of Korea. A man in a suit said, From now on, you'll need to be investigated. Will you cooperate? Yes. We'll do anything. Just then, my phone vibrated. A text from my wife. I see the stars. It meant success. I quickly replied. We see the stars too. Come now. 3 hours later, I got word that my wife and daughter had crossed south through the civilian passage. I was in the NIS interrogation room. Hearing that news, I collapsed on the desk and cried. Honey, Soo-jin, we made it. The NIS agent handed me a tissue. Congratulations, your whole family safely defected. A group defection from Panmunjom is truly rare. Thank you. Thank you so much. That night, our 6 plus my wife and daughter, 8 people total gathered in one room, a NIS protection facility. The first time we'd all met safely. We hugged each other and cried. Brothers, we did it. We really did it. Choi Min-soo said, face covered in tears and snot. Squad leader Lee's mother must be watching from heaven. Lee Jun-ho nodded and looked up at the sky. Mother, I made it. I came to a free place. My daughter Soo-jin asked me, Daddy, is this Korea? Yes, Soo-jin. This is the Republic of Korea. Wow, so when I'm sick I can get medicine now? Yes, as much as you need. My daughter smiled brightly. Seeing that smile, everything felt worth it. That smile was exactly why we'd risked our lives. I looked up at the night sky. So many stars. Same sky, but it looked so different. The stars we saw in the north and the stars we see in the south. Same stars, different meaning. Stars of freedom. A family unit, 8 people total including family, defecting from Panmunjom. This is truly unprecedented. Agent Kim from the NIS said, amazed. On the morning of August 15th, we were transferred to an NIS protection facility somewhere in Gyeonggi province. A white building with bars on the windows. You'll be investigated here. It'll take about 2 weeks. I wasn't scared. Actually felt relieved. This was the South. I knew they wouldn't kill or torture us. The first night, dinner came. White rice, soybean paste stew, kimchi, grilled mackerel, rolled eggs. 4 side dishes. Can we really eat all this? I asked cautiously. The staff member smiled. Of course. If you want more, I'll bring more. My daughter Soo-jin scooped up rice with her spoon. Daddy, is this real rice? Yes, real rice. In North Korea, we ate rice maybe a few times a year. Usually corn rice or corn porridge. Soo-jin took a bite and her eyes widened. It's delicious. We 6 ate in silence. Tears came. I couldn't believe we could eat warm rice this comfortably. Park Sang-chul wiped his tears. Hyung, we're really in Korea, right? Yes, we made it. After the meal, they gave us cup noodles and choco pies. Snacks. Please enjoy. Pouring hot water into the cup noodles, steam rose. Wow, amazing. Han Dong-wook marveled. I'd never had choco pie before. It was sweet and soft. Snacks like this exist in the world? That night I slept properly. A warm room, soft blankets, a safe place. In the north, we always lived on edge. Watched, suspected, anxious. But here it was different. Even if I locked the door, no one burst in. No one dragged me away in my sleep. The next day, full-scale investigation began. What path led you to decide to defect? What information did you learn while working at Panmunjom? What do you know about North Korean military facilities? Endless questions. 8 hours of investigation daily. Exhausting, but I answered sincerely. We have nothing to lie about. We just wanted to live freely with our families. About a week in, Agent Kim came in smiling. Everyone, you've passed the truth verification. Final decision, you're confirmed real defectors. A sigh of relief. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now you'll go to Hanawon. You'll receive 3 months of education on adapting to Korean society there. Hanawon? Yes, a settlement support facility for North Korean defectors. Don't worry. It's a good place. The night before going to Hanawon, our 8 gathered again. For 2 weeks, we'd been investigated separately, couldn't meet properly. Dong-wook, how's your leg? I'm fine, Hyung. Got all the treatment. Lucky the bullet just grazed me. Squad leader Lee Jun-ho spoke. Guys, we worked so hard to get here. There'll be tough times ahead, but let's support each other. Yes, Hyung. We clasped hands. By the way, I'm curious. Choi Min-soo said. How will Korean people see us? Will they welcome us? Young Tae-young answered. I don't know. I saw on the news that defectors get discriminated against. Agent Kim heard that and said, there may be discrimination. I'll be honest. But there are also many good people. And you're special. Group defection from Panmunjom, that's truly courageous. Many people will support you. That evening they let us watch TV. First time seeing Korean TV. The news came on our story. On Liberation Day, the 15th, 6 North Korean guards and 2 family members defected in a group at Panmunjom. The screen showed Panmunjom, the place we'd crossed. The announcer said. An NIS official said this is an exceptional group defection, a case showing the internal situation in North Korea. We sat in front of the TV, speechless. Hyung, we're on the news? Amazing. Reality hit. We really did something big. Soo-jin sat on my lap and asked, Daddy, are they talking about us on TV? Yeah. Soo-jin, did we become famous? I don't know. Not famous exactly, maybe brave. My wife squeezed my hand. Honey, we did the right thing, didn't we? Of course. We made the best choice. My wife nodded as if reassured. That night I looked out the window. Lights twinkled. Far away, the Seoul sky glowed brightly. That's all Seoul, they say. Han Dong-wook came over. So many lights. North Korea is pitch black at night. Dong-wook, how will we live from now on? I don't know, Hyung, but I feel like we can do anything. Here, he was right. Here we could dream. The next morning we left for Hanawon. Riding the bus, the scenery outside was amazing. Tall buildings, clean roads, so many cars. Soo-jin, look, so many cars. My daughter pressed her face to the window, fascinated. We stopped at a highway rest area. First time I'd been to one. People were freely buying and eating food. Can we buy something here? Yes, as long as you have money, you can buy anything. I was amazed. No one watching. No need to get permission. I went to the bathroom, it was clean. Water ran fine. Toilet paper was there. North Korean bathrooms stank and were filthy. Little things like this moved me. When we arrived at Hanawon, staff members greeted us with bright smiles. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Those smiles were real. I could feel genuine welcome. Everyone, a new life begins now, the director said. There will be difficult times, but we'll help you together. Live proudly as citizens of the Republic of Korea. Hearing those words, tears came. Citizens of the Republic of Korea. We're citizens now. We're treated like human beings. The 6 of us looked at each other and smiled. We cried and laughed. We did it. We really did it. We found freedom. Life at Hanawon was full of surprises. From September to December 2023, we spent a full 3 months there. The items we received at orientation on the first day were already amazing. Toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, shampoo, towels, clothes. Is this all free? Yes, provided by the government. In North Korea, these things were precious. I remember struggling at the market just to find soap. The rooms were warm too. Good heating, so it wasn't cold even in winter. Honey, how can blankets be this soft? My wife marveled. Soo-jin jumped on the bed, delighted. Daddy, I love it here. Every morning we woke at 7. Going to the cafeteria, breakfast was ready. White rice, soup, various side dishes. Fruit too. Can I eat an apple? Of course. Eat as much as you want. Do you know how precious apples are in North Korea? Maybe one on holidays if you're lucky. In the morning, we had classes. Korean society understanding, democracy, capitalism, law, job training. Teachers taught us kindly. Everyone, here you have freedom of expression. Say whatever you want. At first, I couldn't believe it. Really? You don't monitor us? No. This is a free democratic country. Amazing. In North Korea, one wrong word and you're dragged to a political prison camp. We had computer classes too. How to type, how to use the internet. Type Google here and you can find anything. The teacher typed North Korea in the search bar. Articles about North Korea appeared. You can freely look up North Korea news like this. I carefully searched Kim Jong-un. Unimaginable in North Korea. His photos, articles, even critical pieces, everything came up. Oh my. Squad leader Lee Jun-ho couldn't close his mouth. This is freedom. At lunchtime, we ate in the cafeteria with the TV on. The news was criticizing the president. Wait, is that okay? Yes. Here, criticizing the government is free. They won't arrest them? Absolutely not. Shocking. In North Korea, if you insult Kim Jong-un, 3 generations of your family are destroyed. But here they openly criticize the president on TV. In the afternoon, we had Korean accent training. Everyone, you need to reduce your North Korean accent to make job hunting easier, the teacher said. Not comrade, but friend. Not thank you, comrade, but thank you. We practiced one by one. Soo-jin went to daycare. There was a childcare facility at Hanawon. Daddy, I made a friend, my daughter said excitedly. Who? What's her name? Minji. I played with Minji. Seeing her smiling face, my heart swelled. On weekends, we could go out. The first time I went to a mart, I was truly amazed. So many products. Snacks, drinks, meat, vegetables, fruit. Shelves overflowing. Honey, can we buy all this? My wife asked. If you have money, you can buy everything. We shopped with the settlement money from the government. A box of ramen, some snacks, a little meat. Just that made us happy. Even checking out was fascinating. The cashier smiled and said, thank you. In North Korean stores, owners are rude to customers. Here it was different, friendly. One evening, my comrades and I talked. Brothers, can we adapt here? Choi Min-soo asked worriedly. We have to. Squad leader Lee Jun-ho answered. We worked so hard to get here. This is just the beginning. Park Sang-chul said. By the way, what about jobs? We've only ever been soldiers. Hanawon offers job training. Don't worry. Young Tae-young replied. There really was a job training program. Welding, construction, driving, cooking, hairstyling. I decided to learn driving. You need a driver's license to work at logistics centers or delivery companies, the teacher advised. Driving practice was fun. In North Korea, private cars barely exist. Only officials drive. But here, ordinary people drive. Could I own a car someday? Seemed like a dream. In November, we had voting education. There's a National Assembly election next year. You have voting rights too. Really? We can vote too? Of course. You're citizens of the Republic of Korea. I was moved. In North Korea, voting is just a formality. You just pretend to support the Kim family. But here, real voting. I can choose who I want. December came and there was a graduation ceremony. We said goodbye to people we'd been with for 3 months. Stay healthy. Let's keep in touch. Everyone had mixed expressions of anticipation and worry about new beginnings. The director spoke. Everyone, now you're really entering Korean society. There will be hard times, but don't give up. You're brave people who risked your lives to come here. The 6 of us looked at each other. Brothers, even if we go to different places, let's stay in touch. Of course. What are we to each other? Let's meet at least once a month. Soo-jin held my hand and asked, Daddy, where are we going now? We're going home, Soo-jin. Home? We're getting a home too. Really. We get our own home. The government was going to provide rental apartment housing. An apartment in a small city in Gyeonggi province. Not big, but our own space. The day we left Hanawon, I looked back as I boarded the bus. The place where we'd spent 3 months. We learned Korean culture, how to live. Honey, can we do well? My wife asked anxiously. I squeezed her hand. We crossed Panmunjom. This is nothing. The bus departed. Hanawon grew distant outside the window. Now a real new life was starting. Scary, but also exciting. A world where our daughter could dream, where we could live freely. That world was waiting. February 2025. Right now, this moment, I'm living in the Republic of Korea. A year and 6 months since defecting. Korean life feels familiar now. Or rather, I'm trying to make it familiar. That's more accurate. Every morning I wake at 6:30. When the alarm goes off, I still sometimes startle. Where am I? But then I see my wife sleeping beside me, hear my daughter's gentle breathing in the small room, and I come back to reality. All right, I'm in Korea. Around 7, I wake Soo-jin. Soo-jin, time to get up. You have kindergarten. My daughter rubs her eyes. Daddy, just a little more. Her whining is so cute. That this is ordinary life still amazes me. We eat breakfast while watching the news. Korean news. Economic news. Weather forecasts. Being able to freely access information, I can't express how precious that is. In North Korea, we only watch propaganda. Just Kim Jong-un praise and regime propaganda. At 8, I take Soo-jin to kindergarten. Holding her hand as we walk, these moments make me happy. Daddy, today I'm going to draw with my friends. Good. Our Soo-jin draws well. Yeah, the teacher praised me. After greeting the kindergarten teacher and leaving, I think to myself, my daughter was born in North Korea but is growing up well in Korea. Soo-jin barely remembers North Korea. I don't know if that's fortunate or sad. I work at a logistics center. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., loading and unloading packages. It's hard work, but honest labor. Not like being a soldier in North Korea, no need to watch my words, no ideology sessions. Most importantly, I get fair compensation. I earn about 2.5 million won a month. I cried when I got my first paycheck. Money I could never have earned in a lifetime in North Korea. Of course, I know this isn't a lot of money in Korea. After paying rent, living expenses, Sujin's kindergarten fees, it's tight. But I don't complain. Our family doesn't go hungry. At lunchtime, we eat in the company cafeteria. Korean, Chinese, or Japanese food to choose from. What should I eat today? Just being able to choose, I'm grateful for that. In North Korea, there was no choice. You ate what you were given. My coworkers are mostly good people. Chulsu, where are you from? At first, I was afraid to say I'm a defector, afraid of discrimination. But I gathered courage and told them. Oh, I see. Must have been tough. They were curious, asked questions, but there was no ill will. Of course, there are hard times. One day a coworker asked, "Is North Korea really that poor? Isn't TV exaggerating?" I was at a loss for words. It's not exaggerated. There's actually more that doesn't make it on TV. After work, I go straight home. The apartment is small, but it's like heaven to our family. When I open the door, Daddy's home. Sujin runs to me. That moment is the best part of my day. My wife prepares dinner. Soybean paste stew, kimchi stew, stir-fried pork. Simple food, but warm. Honey, mackerel was cheap at the mart today, so I bought some. Good. I like mackerel. You don't know how precious these ordinary conversations are. After dinner, I play with Sujin. Daddy, play with me. When she brings her toys, I play with her. Building houses with Lego blocks, playing with dolls. North Korea didn't have toys like these. I want to give my daughter a proper childhood. Around 9, I put Sujin to bed. I read her a storybook. Once upon a time, she drifts off listening to the story. Watching her sleeping face, I feel like crying. For this child, I can do anything. After Sujin's asleep, my wife and I have coffee. Instant coffee, but it tastes good. Honey, how was your day? Just okay. You? Me too. Just okay. Not much of a conversation, but it's peaceful. Sometimes I think about North Korea, mother in Sinuiju, my brother in Pyongyang. How are they living now? Are they eating? Are they healthy? There's no way to contact them. I hear it's possible through brokers, but dangerous. Honey, I miss my mother. One night, my wife choked up. Her mother is in Kaesong too. Me too. I miss my mother too. We held each other and cried. We gained freedom but lost our families. Once a month, I meet my comrades. Squad leader Lee Jun-ho, Park Sang-chul, Choi Min-soo, Jung Tae-young, Han Dong-wook are 6. We live in different places but meet regularly. Brothers, long time no see. Dong-wook, how are you these days? We gather, eat, talk. Work stories, life stories, sometimes stories about family left in the north. Hyung, I got my driver's license. Oh, good job. What about you, Hyung? I work at a restaurant. Started washing dishes, now I'm a kitchen assistant. We support each other. We're people who came on the same boat. Comrades who cross Panmunjom together. Call when things are tough. We're here. Just those words give so much strength. Sundays I go to church. Religion was banned in North Korea. If you believed in God, you'd be dragged to a political prison camp. But here we can believe freely. When I sing hymns in the sanctuary, I get choked up. Before the Lord, I have nothing. I really came with nothing. But the Lord saved us. I'm just grateful for that grace. The pastor preaches. Brothers and sisters, freedom isn't free. Many people bled for freedom. Hearing those words, I think, we risked our lives for freedom too. Last April, there was a general election. For the first time in my life, I cast a real vote. Entering the polling station, marking the ballot, my hands trembled. I'm choosing now, the person I want. Putting the paper in the ballot box, I cried. This is democracy. These days, Sujin asks, Daddy, what's North Korea? The place where you were born. It was a hard place. How hard? I don't know how to explain North Korea to my daughter. Sujin, are you happy? Yeah, I'm really happy. What do you like best? Playing with friends and being with Daddy and Mommy. My daughter's answer makes my heart swell. What I want isn't much. Sujin playing freely with friends, learning what she wants to learn, dreaming what she wants to dream. Things impossible in North Korea. At night, I go out on the balcony and look at the sky. So many stars. Same stars we saw in the north, but the meaning is different. Beyond them lies North Korean land, where those stars shine too. Is Mother looking at them? Honey, what are you thinking? My wife comes out. Just thinking we worked hard to get here. Right. We really did. But I think we did well coming here. Yeah, I think so too. Sometimes North Korea news comes on. Missile launches. Kim Jong-un's activities. Economic sanctions. Every time my heart aches. Our family is in there. When can we meet again? I wish for unification. In our lifetime. I wish Soo-jin could walk along the Yalu River holding her grandmother's hand. I want to drink soju with my brother. I want to tell him, Hyung, I'm living well. But even without unification, it's okay. We just need to live well here. At least our daughter gets to live in a free world. I tell my comrades, brothers, no regrets, right? Of course not. Best choice ever. Let's keep living well. We made it this far. Yeah. What are we to each other? Let's go all the way together. Yesterday, Soo-jin brought home a drawing from kindergarten. A picture of a house with Daddy, Mommy, and Soo-jin holding hands and smiling. Daddy, this is our family. Yes, you drew it really well. As I hung the picture on the wall, I thought, this is happiness. This is what we were looking for. Freedom wasn't free. We risked our lives. We left family behind. We lost our hometown. But I have no regrets, because my daughter can smile and say, I'm happy. Everyone, I came from North Korea. I crossed Panmunjom. I could have died, but I survived. Now I'm living an ordinary life here in the Republic of Korea. Do you know how precious ordinary is? Waking up every morning, going to work, coming home in the evening to eat with family, resting on weekends. How grateful I am for this. I want to tell my mother in North Korea, Mother, I'm living well. Your granddaughter is healthy and growing well. Don't worry. I want to tell my brother too. Hyung, your younger brother is working hard here. Let's definitely meet someday. And I want to tell North Korean people in the same situation. Don't lose hope. Have courage. Freedom exists. It's here. When my daughter grows up, she'll ask, Daddy, why did you leave North Korea? I'll answer like this. Soo-jin, to let you live freely. To let you dream. Right now, this moment, I'm happy. Not perfect. There are hard times, lonely times, times I miss home. But I'm free. That's what matters most. Long live the Republic of Korea. Long live freedom. And long live our family. This is my story. The story of one father who crossed Panmunjom